Really? And on Christmas time of all days too. You know, even though I got a haircut recently so hats will fit better on my dumb head, I just have to make the decision to remake old videos of mine, and oh, suddenly, old jokes like these, I can't move on from, and I expected to like, recreate them? No! I refuse! There's nothing else left to say here!
Are you ready?
I can't believe it! Santa got me an aneurysm!
Merry Christmas! Time to suffocate. Yes, what better to embrace some Christmas cheer than screaming at a bunch of pixels? It was inevitable after all, but I can guarantee you this list is already gonna be better than the one I did in 2016 because oh my god! I knew my trim was bad in the favorite list, and arguably now, but man, this is why I keep curls on my head. And oh, wow, great.
What an idiot! Damn it!
Well, you know how this song and dance goes. Good thing exists, so does bad thing. Top 10 least favorite Pokemon. Wow! I can dislike a Pokemon for many reasons. Boom, there's the list. Give me $1 million. Now, I make it clear right now that calling this video my least favorites is my scapegoat for not calling this a worst video, and further implying that this is the opinion of this. Now, I did title a video like that earlier this year, but with something like a Mario Bosses list, I feel I can get away with a slightly clickbaity title like that, as I think what I consider to be the worst ones, by my own set criteria, that's still subjective in a way. Yeah, I'm not doing that here. I don't know, there's already so much data you can objectively judge. It'd just be a boring video. Plus, with all of this, someone's gonna have an entry on this list they care about. So please, understand, put down the pitchfork I know you carry when watching Pokemon videos on YouTube. I'm just one guy. Even though I have some mods on the chopping block today, I don't outright hate all these entries. Remember my favorite list when I had mostly equal representation for all generations on it? That's not gonna happen again. I don't know why, but I find it pretty hard to not like any of the mods from Kanto because that is my own personal big nostalgia generation. Plus, I really thought for the most part they really hit it out of the park with Alola and Galar. Now, what does this have to do with my number 10 entry on my top 10 least favorite Pokemon video, aka Furfrou? Good question. Anyways. Hey kids, you like worthless gimmicks? Cool, have this. I'll admit my disdain towards this thing is more spite than anything because having a posh poodle in the French region is a pretty neat idea, Mr. Freak. But, let's see here. Oh yeah, it sucks. It's fast and has a great ability, but normal types already cover a bunch of niches in, well, pretty much any kind of play, and even then the two things it's good at have been stolen and done better by Blue Garfield. But is that really enough for me to dislike it? Not really. After all, there are plenty of untiered Pokemon I love. Nah, I don't like Furfrou because it had a chance to stick out with a really cool gimmick, but Game Freak fucked it. There are different looks Furfrou can have whenever you take it to a barbershop. I like the top hat dog. So let's take him out for a walk. Oh my god, this is epic! Well, now that I'm done walking with my invisible dog, wouldn't it be cool if I put in the PC so it would lose its hairstyle and then I would have to pay the barbershop more money to have a temporary hairstyle on a worthless Pokemon for a few minutes, thus wasting money and my time? Happy holidays! Baby Pokemon are a mixed bag for me. On one hand, I think it's really neat that once loved Pokemon have their evolution lines expanded and we get some genuinely adorable little critters from it. But on the other hand...
Hiya, certified father here. Look at him. He's useless.
If you're gonna go through the trouble of expanding a Pokemon's line, why not make it an evolution instead? That way, a Pokemon once accepted as mediocre have a chance to be better and have a more positive reputation. Most of the time, baby Pokemon are either a Dex entry and then you throw them away, or just a way to make your current Pokemon better with fancy stats and moves and then you throw the original away. And even then, there have been additions to modify your Pokemon already, so why? And for some reason, they attempted a baby mythical, and get this, it's blue. Laugh! Fione's basically the Pokemon equivalent of asking your mom for a Wii for Christmas, but then she brings home this. At least this thing has Sea Fight. Manaphy's cool, cute, awesome, but my god, why did Game Freak decide that this thing needs to give birth? Well, let's be fair, Cosmog is basically a baby Pokemon, but it can evolve into the main Bugsart legendary depending on your version. That's not just a cool idea, that's a Game Freak idea. Well, guess what? Back in Gen 4, we got Fione and it can't even evolve, so that the parent, that is only possible to get by connecting it with a spin-off game that is no longer produced and is limited to 1 per cartridge, still remains absurdly rare to get without hacking. That's not just a bad idea, that's a Game Freak idea. And since Manaphy only breeds with Ditto, it can't get any cool egg moves, and I'm just sitting here wondering why they went through the trouble of making this forgettable store brand legendary when Manaphy already has superior in-game capabilities and mythology. Kids, don't be a Fione. You know, I like shapes, except for the scaling triangle. Fuck you, scaling triangle! I mean, shapes can be round, or pointy, or even three-dimensional. They're pretty neat.
Santa strikes again, baby! Santa, please don't fuck me.
You know, as a previously certified father, I must apologize to my kid for calling him useless. Psych, but even then I could still remind myself that things could always get uselesser. Love-Disc is your token bad Pokemon. A single stage evolution Pokemon with garbage stats and a garbage move pool, more like a move puddle, who has to compete with 71% of the Earth's surface. I feel like they created Alomomola and made sure it has no biological relationships with Love-Disc out of spite. Literally anything it can do, which is nothing, any other water type can do it better. Well, except for one thing actually. Game Freak in their wisdom decided that certain Pokemon can only have some really nice level up moves, but only at level 1, and chances are it's impossible to obtain that specific Pokemon at level 1 to get that move anyway. So an economy was born. You can get these moves from certain tutors in exchange for heart scales, and Love Discs are practically made of these things. You can either catch a billion of them or have a Pokemon with Thief to take the item and slaughter the whole population. Even though over time there were other methods of obtaining heart scales, let's be real, it's not as reliable as Genocide. And then Sword and Shield came out and decided to make move relearning free and in every single Pokemon Center. Thus, this deleted heart scales and of course Love Disc. Hey, so what was that about taking care of your Pokemon and loving them when you either mass slaughter them or just remove them from the game? Power creep's one thing, but let's give Love Disc this. It showed us what a universe creep is like.
You're doing great!
Not gonna lie, me loving Togedemaru so much softened me up on Pika clones as a whole. Sure, they may seem unoriginal, but have their own design quirks to at least give them their own identity from the little yellow rat. We have Math, Squirrel, Flying Squirrel, literally the same thing as Pikachu, Porcupine, and literally the same thing as Pikachu but with pockets and a sicko mode, so that's automatically more interesting than... yeah, that. Oh, Mulga, I'm so sorry for what I said about you. Okay, yes, fine, Dedenne is technically a hamster, and the TV antenna whiskers are kinda cool, but I never liked this little thing, so therefore... I don't care. Look, I get the things that stick out with Dedenne from the other Pika clones, but honestly, I can't get past how it's basically a smaller, fatter Raichu. The distinctions from, oh, let's run by them again, Squirrel and Rat, Flying Squirrel and Rat, and Porcupine and Rat are very noticeable, and I've made for designs that were at least good attempts, but between Hamster and Rat, there's not a whole lot there, or at least any more than the other kids in class. Oh, and yeah, it kinda sucks. Don't get me wrong, the trainers that have a Mulga and a Unova playthrough may as well be descendants of Hitler with a static double-teaming hell strat, but at least it has a strat to make it work. And sure, Dedenne's better than, say, Love Disc, yeah, but its only fairy-type move it can make decent use out of is only by a TM, and even then its best attacking stat is just okay. But Dedenne's worst battle capabilities are its abilities. At least the other Pika clones have at least one good ability. Dedenne's abilities either rip off Plusle, are only useful outside of battle, or relies on a berry, and you really think that's worth it over a Focus Sash? Also, something about that face, man. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna spout racism. Do y'all like monkeys? Pokemon sure as hell does, and honestly, I can't blame them. It seems like every generation's gotta have some kind of Monkeymon, and for the most part, whoa, monkey. Ooh, monkey. Wow, monkey. Yeah! Well, this stinks. Is it just me, or did Simisear being named the least popular Pokemon ever in a Gen 6 poll grant itself even more notoriety? To be fair, that's the most interesting thing this trio has going for it. Honestly, I really like the idea of a second starter Pokemon to go with the main one you got. Sure, getting it from some random lady in the back streets is kinda odd, but having it as your solution against a gym that's strong against yours is some really good stuff. So from a practicality standpoint on this one occurrence, these monkeys are great! Though I do get why they haven't tried that again, beyond getting a damn Kanto starter in X and Y. Now, I hate describing something that feels fan-made, but if there's any set of Pokemon to give me a bootleg mobile game ad on YouTube kind of vibe, literally any other Pokemon, even the ones based on objects, have more going on than just slapping eyes and a mouth on or something. But all these little idiots are just monkeys with goofy hairstyles and color to each type. Yeah, thanks for that. I always thought Simisage was a rock type. Now, I personally can't say for certain that these are outright based on the three wise monkeys, you know, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, because that did start out as a fan interpretation and Bulbapedia admins just YOLO'd it from there. I for God's sakes, they don't even do it that well. Honestly, can't blame them, because what else do these monkeys have going for them? But even if that's 100% confirmed, Darmanitan is another Gen 5 monkey that does the wise monkeys things better and is a much more usable Pokemon. There are so many other grass, fire, and water non-starters you could be using, but instead the game recommends you use something that will give Wu Shang a seizure. No thanks. Next. Oh, it's all coming back to me now. I was wondering when I would have to talk about Unknown again, because people who majored in watching DigitalTy videos in 2016 are probably confused as heck right now. I called Unknown my least favorite Pokemon ever at one point, so it being number 5 is pretty kooky. Well, make no mistake, it still stinks. Hot garbage of a stat spread and an even worse move. Just hidden power on this thing. So unless you're playing Gens 2 or 3 when the physical special traits of moves were determined by type, that attack stat is useless. And now that even hidden power is gone from Sword and Shield, so does Unknown's entire reason for existing. But of course, a Pokemon based on Campbell's soup with 28 different forms isn't going to be good at battling, so you need an incentive to collect them all, right? Well, unless you like having an obsolete printer for your Game Boy or having fancy Pokeball customizations only added in one game, you get items you find in your couch cushions at best and fuck all at most. So now you just have 28 of the same garbage Pokemon in your box for no reason. Yay! On that note, they couldn't have even taken it further than just the letters and 2 punctuation. Where's my @unknown, or my &% unknown, or my varphi unknown? Yeah, it's all an underdeveloped mess, but would you believe me if I said I actually kind of like how the Pokemon universe handles its unknown? Other than leeching off the popularity of legendaries, I really like how this one Pokemon's the hieroglyphics of this series. You find signs and other postings written in Unknown in caves, so at the very least making the journey to finding them is like a true archaeologist project. I mean, it's better than when Pokemon tried Braille for its foreign language. Half the point of that is to move your finger along it for tactile reading, but sure, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Ugh, fuck, I picked a bad day to forget how to read.
If you didn't catch on based on my favorites list, then you probably think I really like the fully evolved Pokemon. And usually speaking, yeah, I mean, most of my favorites are the ones I got to know most during playthroughs, and unless I really hate myself, I usually just evolve all my Pokemon. There's some exceptions to this, but even then, the ones I like less than their pre-evolutions, I think are just downgrades at worst, and that's basically it. But even I have my limits. I knew I left someone out of my Pokerap! And maybe a few others, but that was over 100 plus Pokemon that had a bunch of rewrites and re-recordings, all to try to be in the 1 minute range so it doesn't overstay its welcome. So, Spoink. Really awesome, really cute, carries a pearl almost as big as it at all times, always bounces because that's what makes its heart beat, so if it stops, it dies. He's my friend. So why do this? Why remove everything that made it interesting and just transform this little guy into the literal manifestation of a Karen? Grumpig doesn't even bounce on its tail anymore. Instead, that's translated into its weird and funky little dancing. This was the same generation that added Ludicolo, by the way. And let's say you don't see a Mirror B reject carrying 5 Grumpig at once. And ooh, its psychic abilities are powered by those teeny tiny little black pearls. There are other psychic types that can do way more, and they don't need little gumdrops for jewelry. On that note, hey, why would you want to use this Pokemon? Sure, it has nice special stats and gets your usual moves you'd expect a psychic type to have, but, well, in Gen 6, Game Freak were so kind enough to give it the new dragon-killing fairy type and a Mega Evolution. Oh, that's the other psychic type introduced in Gen 3 that you get way earlier. My bad. Here's Gardevoir stats. And here's Grumpig's Womp Womp. It's just a fat shame that the only reason this one's so memorable is because it's tied to an actual cool Pokemon. Oh well. Is it weird to put a Pokemon I actually kind of like on a list of Pokemon I don't like? Yeah, but sometimes something really awesome can just be ruined by even one tiny decision the developers can make. I mean, it's understandable sometimes. Some Pokemon have a reputation for having one crippling ability to prevent greatness. It really sucks, but it kinda makes sense. So why immediately neuter a legendary? Reggie Gigas is the coolest terrible Pokemon. The legendary golems of Gen 3 were already a notable trio of legendaries with your funky way of searching for them through Hitlery means, so having a Pokemon intended to be the creator of these golems is really freaking cool. I love its cry, and how it embraces the absolute weirdness of the Reggies with its nonsensical design. Like, how does Reggie Gigas even eat? I love this goofy loser, but by God, I said the same thing about Santa before today. Game Freak in their infinite and a half wisdom decided to give this really awesome Pokemon the worst ability I've ever seen. Slow Start halves your attack and speed for 5 turns, and God, why? Reggie Gigas is a legendary, so it's supposed to be dummy strong. So for what hellish reason is there to just decimate it into the ground? You can only circumvent it with gimmicky double strats, and even then, if the 5 turns are up and you switch and come back, you have to wait another 5 turns. And 5 turns is the Pokemon equivalent of infancy to midlife crisis. And it's not like there are any mythological reasons for this. The Pokedex entries talk about how it can move continents, and even in the depictions it does slumber, Reggie Gigas goes on rampages. So it feels like that side of the mythos was made around its garbage ability, not vice versa. I know this entry may as well have been for the slow start ability, but Reggie Gigas is this high up because there was zero reason for it to be so bad. I mean, of course it doesn't need an ability that's the exact opposite of slow start. Dear God, I can't bear the thought of a Pokemon on Viagra, but that doesn't mean a legendary needs to be useless.
Oh dear Christ, what now? Knew I should have gotten to cooking instead.
Brett Macadonsky, if you're watching this, what do you have to say about this? I don't know how the hell this happened, but we're looking at a Pokemon that is somehow one of the best ones ever made, and also completely goddamn useless at the same time. Wobba Fett's main gimmick is that it's a punching bag.
It better be!
It's supposed to take a bunch of damage and dish it all back twofold, and it does that very well some of the time. Now here lies a billion problems. First off, fighting Wobba Fett is AIDS incarnate. I'm in constant anxiety, either hoping to do enough damage to kill it immediately, or just hoping to God I survive it the next turn. On top of never being able to switch with its ability Shadow Tag, adding another layer of hell, no thanks to Destiny Bond taking you out with it, and Encore locking you into same move, it's a fat mess. But here's the thing, this strat also sucks mega dick. Because Wobba Fett can never attack directly, that just means you can always set up on it and tear through it and the rest of their team immediately. And even if you're trapped into Encore and they attempt a Destiny Bond bait, it can't be spammed anymore because it'll fail if you use it over and over again. And even though some Pokemon you can easily tell which counter move to use, most of the time there's really no guarantee. Plus there's only so many times you can even use counter or mirror code anyway because Wobba Fett has no recovery. Thank God! If I want to do damage or just surprise my opponent with some bonkers strategy, I could just use literally any other Pokemon. And they thought it was a good idea to give this thing a baby form. More like, why the fucking goddamn hell not? That's what they should have called it. Well, that's 9 stupid Pokemon down. And an additional 5, but shut up. Of course, I have other Pokemon I wanted to consider for this list, but ultimately granted them mercy and left them off the list. Here's the thing, I did a PokeRap thing for my favorites list because there were a billion other options I wanted to mention. Plus, it kind of felt like a big celebratory thing. Do you really expect me to do that for all the ones I don't even care for? Well, I hope you like being sorry. Stunfisk, Carbon, Greedent, Golda, Volcanion, Perugly, Volpe, Almamoa, Illumise, Ledian, Nocta, Spinda, Pyroar, Jinx, Mawile. That's it!
I warned you. Alright, come on, I'm just waiting for it. What the? No! No, it can't be! I've been looking for this for like 8 months now! Should probably get rid of it. Oh, there's something else in here. Groundhog Day on DVD? Wait!
So, where do I begin? Surprised? Me too! Being honest, some of the Pokemon I've already talked about may trigger stronger emotions out of me than Watchog, but at the very least I can think of a single positive aspect for all the previous entries. This? Well, even Gen 5 needs a Route 1 Rota, and by God, it sure is! Just about every reason I have to dislike a Pokemon, I can think of some for this stupid asshole. First off, laying eyes on this thing makes me feel like I'm Hitler. I don't know what it is about it, but the way it just crosses its arms all the time, and those glaring red eyes and that safety vest pattern. It looks like my dad at 3:19 a.m. when he finds out all the shredded cheese is gone and he's gonna threaten me with racism. But apparently Team Plasma and Lenora don't mind them because my God, any Unova run you do, it's an infestation. Maybe not as bad as Emolga's horseshit, but at least you only fight them a handful of times. These little bastards can carry shit like Super Fang, Mean Look, Confuse Ray, and the incredibly inaccurate Hypnosis, but only when you use it. The AI has the accuracy bumped to 100 billion apparently because goddamn. Okay, well, this Pokemon seems to pack some pretty decent utility, so why not use it? Many reasons, actually! Haha, red eyes and a stat total of 420. Yeah, that's a Nintendo console, right? Watchog's a pitiful little Hitler, because even though it gets some decent moves, good luck using them! Oh, and how about those abilities? Keen Eye's useful in maybe like 2 situations. Illuminate's outright disgusting, especially when Patrat has the exact opposite and beneficial ability before it hits puberty. And Analytic is only reliable when you hit second in battle, as if it can really survive. And Game Freak expects me to consider using this over the Stoutland line, another normal type available on Route 1, but has much better stats and moves and abilities and is a big freaking dog! I don't even know what else to say here, man. Putting Watchog at the top isn't really a matter of it being the most bad, it's just really the least good. Oh, I planned that all along.
This is Christmas! I know this is a very weird time to be negative given what Christmas is all about, but I mean, hey, at least all these garbage Pokemon make me appreciate the Pokemon I love more. That's something, but in all seriousness, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having a very wonderful Christmas, and even if you don't celebrate it, well, I hope your day's good. This won't be the last you'll see of me in this very long year, though, because I'm doing another year-end highlights video, so you can look forward to that. Or don't, I'm gonna make the video anyway. I have some goofy outtakes for you as usual, and I guess that's it. Bye! It's not as nice as the old one, but I can still make jokes about coming out of the closet. Dear God, I hope this lighting looks okay. Despite graduating in a photo major, I don't know how to light my own stuff, so go easy on me, okay? I'm still.
Ew, wait, I should look up what Deden's pronunciation is. Dedenne. Man, what the fuck? Dedenne. Okay. Shit. Reggie Gigas is the coolest terrible Pokemon. Let me make sure I'm actually pronouncing Reggie Gigas right, actually. If it's like Reggie Gigas, I'm gonna kill my urethra, dude. Reggie Gigas. Reggie Gigas. Okay, fine. Sounds stupid, but I gotta go with it. Volcanion. What is his pronunciation? Dear God, do I want to know? Okay, fine, let's hear it. Volcanion. Son of a bitch. Oh God, how do I pronounce Illumise? Illumise. Got it right! How do I pronounce Mawile? Got it right again. I'm so good, I'm gaming.